Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Welcome back to Günther's Kitchen. Today we're making something very special. Filled pork belly, the Austrian way. Gefüllter Schweinsbrust. Yeah, so like, look at this. Look at this. How nice does that look? Absolutely delicious. So stick around, check it out, and I'm sure you like the recipe. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and like and tell your friend. Thanks for that. So for the filling, the ingredients you need is cubed white bread. So basically in Austria you can get Knödelbrot, which is, I used here because we're in Australia, we don't have that. I used toast bread, sliced white toast bread, put it in the oven for half an hour on 50 degrees and it got all dried out. And then I cut it into cubes. The rind off, and that's it. So you need that. Then you need some parsley, an onion, bit of milk, bit of flour, and butter, and eggs. And that's all you need for the filling. So let's start. The first thing we do is we cut one of the onions. So we've got one small onion. Just make sure you've got a sharp knife, like I always say, and then we just cut it in small cubes. Cut it like this, the other way. Okay, so in the meantime, we're heating up our frying pan and we're putting our butter in there. So just, we wait a minute for it to melt. Okay, so the butter is hot. Now we're adding our onion. We're letting our onion fry until they're nice and transparent. In the meantime, we're chopping our parsley. Make sure you wash your parsley, especially when you buy it from the supermarket. We've got it from the backyard, so we don't have any pesticides or anything, which is not so good for you. So we just wait with this. In the meantime, we're taking a bowl. We're putting our 2 eggs in. 2 eggs. And we're mixing it all up. Okay, as you can see, the onions is nicely cooked. Now we're adding our parsley. And we're adding our milk. And when it comes to the boil, we're putting it into our bread. Okay, so the milk has come to the boil. Now we're putting it into our cubed bread. Grab a spatula, clean it all out. And then you're adding salt, decent pinch of salt, pepper, nutmeg, not to forget nutmeg, gives it a beautiful flavor. Adding your eggs and your flour. And then we're just mixing it all up. I always like to use my hand because you can feel how the bread is absorbing the liquid. So just mix it and then push it down and then just let it sit. Let it sit for about 15-20 minutes and then it's ready for our pork. Okay, so now let's prep our pork belly. So it's got just a normal ordinary pork belly. Look, just it's fairly thin. That might be a small issue. It's better if you've got a bit of a thicker one. It's easier to cut a pocket into it. So what we're going to do is we just cut a pocket in. Really doesn't matter what side we start off with. And we just cut like this. Okay, so I've cut a pocket, as you can see. You probably can ask your butcher to do that if you've got a good butcher. He's happy. He's got a nice boning knife. It's very easy to do. I used a thin knife and I did it slowly, you know. So just, normally I only cut one side, but because this one is very thin, it's very difficult to go all through the end. So I cut both sides. So now what are we going to do? We're going to put our filling in. So the bread filling. Do half from this side, and then we do the other half from the other side. Now you could make a filling with pork mince if you prefer that, but I think there's already enough meat, so we like to have something not so meaty as a filling. And also, this is very traditional Austrian. Now it's time to seasoning our pork. In the meantime, we're turning on our oven, preheating our oven. I do it 180 degrees, not fan first, for the beginning. All right, so now what we're doing is we're smashing 2 cloves. 2 cloves of garlic, of course. What I like to do is mainly season the meaty part, not the skin. The skin, I will show you, I only put salt on it at the end. So this part, we're going to put salt, pepper, garlic, caraway seeds and marjoram on there. And we make sure we rub it in. So now we're just cutting the garlic. In Austria, we don't mind our garlic a bit chunky, a bit coarse, because then you can actually taste it. Take the garlic and just rub it in. Then caraway seeds, and I'll take some marjoram. I love the taste of marjoram, but only underneath. If you put that on top, that will burn. Then salt and fresh pepper. So what are we doing now? We're taking our roasting dish and we're transferring this into our roasting dish. And we putting stock. You can use vegetable stock, beef stock, chicken stock, whatever you like. Just enough so the skin is covered. And if it's not enough, top it up with some water. So this now, I'm going to put on the stove, bring it to the boil, and then I put it in the oven on 180, not fan forced, just normal up and down for 20 minutes. While the pork, the skin is getting soft so we can score it, we are preparing our mirepoix, which is basically just roughly diced veggies. We put on the bottom of the roasting dish so we can make sauce at the end. So we put that in. Like 2 sticks of celery, 1 carrot, 1 onion, 1 clove of garlic. Now then, we're adding caraway seeds, because we need caraway seeds, it's just delicious. And that's it. Okay, so let's take it out of the oven. The important part is, leave it in there until the skin looks transparent. So now we let it sit there for 5 minutes, let it cool down a bit, and then we turn it out and we score the skin with a sharp knife. Okay, so I've taken the pork out of the steaming pot or the roasting dish. As you can see, it's all a bit sort of translucent. The skin looks like it's cooked. That's what you want. And now we're gonna take a sharp knife and we just score it. Okay, so take a sharp knife and just cut your skin. And you will see how easy it is to cut. Just cut it and cut it until you see or you can feel that you're getting into the fat. Don't just cut the skin a little, cut it about 5 mil thick. We're cutting it the other way, like you get sort of like a diamond shape. So now we're using salt, and I'm only using salt, and you're rubbing the salt in. And we're using our roasting dish, and we're putting the whole thing into our roasting dish. It just fits, and we make it fit. And now we're just putting a few bits of butter on top, because as they say, everything is better with butter. And now it goes back into the oven, 180 degrees, for about an hour and a bit, and then we'll take it out. Okay, so half an hour is up. So now what we're gonna do is we take our pork and we are putting some stock on. Some beef stock that will give us the beautiful sauce. That's what we want out of the roast pork. And then we are putting it back in. And as you can see, it's already getting a nice crispy crust. Okay, so the timer is going off and we'll take it out and see what it's like. Oh, it's hot. Oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And beautiful crackling. Stunning. So now we let it cool down for 5 minutes and then we take it out. Okay, so let's take the pork out and just let it rest on the cutting board. Beautiful. And then we have to strain our sauce. Okay, so now I've strained the sauce. It is like a shoe. It's not a gravy, it's not bound. It's like a shoe, like Bratensaft, we call it in Austria and in Germany. Or in Austria we call it Saftal. So now this, for me, is perfect. Now if you like it bound, if you like it thicker, use a little bit of corn flour, water and bind it, but I'm not going to do that. So this for me is perfect. Okay, it's time to plate up. So here we have got our beautiful warm cabbage salad, warm kraut salad. And God, you should smell it. So that goes very well with that. As you probably know, it's winter in Australia, so that's why we're making a little bit of a hearty food. Okay, so now let's cut it. Listen to this. Beautiful. Look at that. Just look at that. One, two, and now we're just adding a little bit of our jus or Bratensaft or sauce, and here you go. How beautiful is that? That's my filled pork belly, the Austrian way, and have a go, try it. And I'll see you soon at Günther's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.